It's generous year for JRPG. From the very beginning, Like a Dragon Infinite Wells, Persona 3 Reloaded, and in a few days Final Fantasy Rebirth. Ready to bring tears to the eyes of 40 years old. But wedged in between the giant is a real mammoth, Granblue Fantasy Relink. It's a dog destroy, polished while still under the PS4 actor, and taking its roots from the mobile browser gacha of 2014. The game broke Tales of Arise Online record on Steam and sold over a million copies in a week. So most of this success came from the Asian region. Giga Games project incorporated successful ideas from prominent colleagues in the genre. Whatever this toy is good and worth your attention, let's find out below. The plot of Granblue Fantasy Relink comes to us is through the middle. We are traveling on an airship with already quite ensemble team. You will be able to understand the story without familiarizing yourself with the previous games of the series, but you will get through side missions, or you can also familiarize yourself with the anime of the same name. The main thing you should know, the hero's name is Gran. The local fantasy world is divided into Flying Island, and everything around threatens to destroy powerful monsters, unwittingly summoned by the protagonist's companion, a priest. As their fates are interviewed through magic, together they search for a way to prevent the apocalypse, at the same time explore the remotest bits of land floating in the sky. You can also choose a female character as the protagonist, but I won't make any noticeable change in the gameplay. There is no romantic line there, and the story is more designed for boys and girls. At the same time, you will need to know English to understand voice going to kick off for it. The detail of conflict of the backstory of your Nakama are revealed in the side quest. There's a lot of text in them, and not everyone will want to spend their time reading them. It could use more showing than telling. Still, there is motivation to go through these activities. It is the discovery of new characters, their abilities, changing weapons, and getting modified for them. In general, if we put aside all the lyrics, Granblue Fantasy Relink has several strong features. First of all, there's a great choice of playable heroes, and gameplay for them feels different. Each has their own dynamic skills and elemental adventure over non-immune enemies. Secondly, there's a good online co-op providing up to 4 players simultaneously. Last, the local game for one screen was not brought, but in any case, in JRPG such rare things. With your friends, you can flexibly manipulate the weakness of your opponents and take out even endgame content. Thirdly, there's a high-quality slasher combat, in which Platinum Games hand invisible to the naked eye. Fourthly, there's a lot of bosses in the game, battles with them, the multiface, and made with a scope. The hero collects cards of his companions and then activates them, getting new team members. In total, in Relink there's 15 unique fighters, for which you can run. Of course, it's not 3000 like its fighting game Granblue Fantasy vs Rising, but the design is still just as memorable. The characters are beautiful, without the body positive undercurrents and other trends of the West. There is no point in maining any one person, as everyone has their own element suitable for destroying different monsters. When you play in a co-op, you face head-on the abundance of special effects that interface with perception. They even in the single-player game obscure your eyes, and here is not clear what's going on. The game could use a cross-platform online. As for effect, the game is noticeably more intense than Tales of Arise. The latter is better in this respect. Also, unlike the competitor from the Bandai Namco, Relink has corridor location instead of an open world. It is impossible to say which is better, as it's a matter of taste. Relink's levels are models and drawn colorfully and qualifiable. A kind of children's fairy tale with a note of adult fantasy. The cel-shading graphics are outdated, but the pictures look nice. The game was originally developed by Platinum Games, but then went to another development team, C Games. By the way, it's been a long time since I've been really fresh, breakthrough release from PG. Like its good old days, and it's also more amusing to see how their handwriting has been preserved in the long building. It shows up the varied combats and approach to bosses. For example, I remembered a huge ice beast with the heroes epically fight under. extremely mediocre soundtrack by Nobuo Uematsu. Yes, the famous composer of the Final Fantasy series made his mark here, but the musical accompaniment is not memorable at all. Maybe sometimes this is the secret of the game of composer skill, to be unnoticeable to the player. I passed the title on the PC. Relink is fairly optimized, but still demanding for the amount of video memory. The game warned several times that it's not recommended to play with a keyboard. We tried it and regret it. We can say that it's really not worth playing here without a controller. Granblue Fantasy Relink costs $60 in the Steam and the original price costs 2 rubles. However, even for the price it's hard to recommend it from the purchase. Here's why. The main plot of this JRPG takes about 15 hours to complete. This is an unusual situation for this kind of games, but after that you can continue to do quests and pump heroes. The main question is what is for. The developers have made the endgame similar to some God Eater of the Monster Hunter. We customize the difficulty, farm resources, experience, make the hero stronger, forge powerful guns and enjoy life. Just in Relink, it looks like entertainment for the soul than some kind of hunting monster and reaching new heights, because this game is not complicated at all, and the main interest in the development of the hero is only the process itself. Yes, it's nice to chop enemies more and more equipped with techniques fighter, but the extent to which this fun with at least demand on your love for slasher combat mechanics. There are more than 1 hour of content here, including characters, upgrades and optional missions. Perhaps Granblue Fantasy Relink, despite its classic approach overall, is still rival games like Honkai Star Rail, as will any JRPG coming out soon. Yes, there's birds of the different flights, but in the end they're competing for the time of predominantly single audience. Sometimes something tells me that most players will move to somewhere else after getting through Relink's main story. Whatever it's a new JRPG or something conventionally free to play, the problem is that putting resources into this title for the stated cost isn't something one to do. Sure, the game has already grossed box office and found its audience, but its success could have been even better if the developers had thought of the more thoughtful content for the final stage of the game. Thank you for watching.